Right, hello everyone and welcome to Global Wanderer TV. Now I've got a real treat for you today. We're off to Bonnie, Scotland, to a city that's near and dear to my heart, a city that's as vibrant as a tartan kilt and as welcoming as a wee dram of whiskey, Glasgow. Welcome to our countdown of the top 10 must-visit places in Glasgow, Scotland. Whether you're a local or a tourist, these spots are sure to impress. We're talking stunning architecture, fascinating history, culture by the bucket load, and maybe even a ghost story or two. So put the kettle on, settle in, and let's get this grand tour of Glasgow started, shall we? First up, we're off to a place that's practically bursting at the seams with treasures, the Kelvingrove Art Gallery and Museum. Now, even if art's not really your thing, you have to give it to the building itself. It's an absolute stunner. This grand old Victorian building wouldn't look out of place in a fairy tale. But inside is where the real magic happens. We're talking masterpieces by the likes of Dali, Rembrandt and Van Gogh, just to name a few. Oh, and did I mention there's a Spitfire airplane hanging from the ceiling? Because of course there is, only in Glasgow. Next, we're stepping back in time to a place that's seen it all, the Glasgow Cathedral. This magnificent Gothic masterpiece has stood tall for over 800 years, and believe me, it's seen a thing or two. Imagine all the stories those walls could tell. From kings and queens to ordinary Glaswegians, this place has played a part in their lives for centuries. And the stained glass windows, absolutely breathtaking. It's enough to make you want to join the choir, even if you sound like a strangled cat, like me. Now, who doesn't love a good museum, eh? But the Riverside Museum is not your average dusty old museum. Oh no, this place is all about interaction, about bringing history to life. You can hop aboard a vintage tram, marvel at classic cars, and even step inside a reconstruction of a Glasgow street from the past. It's a proper trip down memory lane and a right laugh for all ages, whether you're a petrol head or just appreciate a good old-fashioned adventure. Chapter 4, George Square. The heart of the city. Right, let's head to the heart of it all, George Square. Now, this bustling square is a bit like Glasgow's very own living room. It's where locals and tourists come together, surrounded by grand Victorian buildings and statues of famous Scots. Take a stroll, soak up the atmosphere, and don't forget to grab a selfie with the Duke of Wellington, who for some reason always seems to have a traffic cone on his head. Honestly, the Glaswegian sense of humour. Chapter 5, Glasgow Science Centre. Prepare for takeoff. Calling all science geeks and curious minds. The Glasgow Science Centre is a playground for anyone who's ever looked up at the stars and wondered what if. From interactive exhibits that'll have you feeling like a kid again to a state-of-the-art planetarium, this place is pure edutainment at its best. Oh, and if you're feeling brave, take a ride on the Glasgow Tower, the only structure in the world that can rotate 360 degrees. Just don't blame me if your stomach does a flip. Chapter 6, the Botanic Gardens, stop and smell the roses and everything else. Need a break from the hustle and bustle? Then let's escape to the tranquility of the Botanic Gardens. These beautiful gardens are a green oasis right in the city centre, perfect for a leisurely stroll, a picnic lunch, or just a moment of peace and quiet. And don't miss the Kibble Palace, a magnificent glasshouse that's home to exotic plants from all over the world. It's like stepping into a tropical rainforest without the humidity. Now, I've always had a soft spot for a good university, and the University of Glasgow is a real looker. With its grand Gothic buildings, sprawling quads and air of academic prestige, it's not hard to see why people call it the Hogwarts of Scotland. Take a wander through the cloisters, admire the stunning views from the top of the hill, and who knows, you might even bump into the next J.K. Rowling. Chapter 8. The necropolis where history sleeps, but the views don't quit. Okay, I know what you're thinking, a cemetery. Really, Graham, but trust me on this one, the necropolis isn't just any cemetery, it's a Victorian masterpiece. A city of the dead perched on a hill overlooking Glasgow. Take a wander through the hauntingly beautiful monuments, read the inscriptions and just soak up the atmosphere. And the views? Simply breathtaking. It's enough to make you appreciate life and death in a whole new way. Chapter 9, Buchanan Street Shopaholics. Start your engines. Calling all shopaholics. If retail therapy is your thing, then Buchanan Street is your happy place. This bustling street is Glasgow's shopping mecca, home to everything from high street favorites to designer boutiques. But even if you're not in the mood to splash the cash, it's worth a visit just to soak up the atmosphere. Street performers, buskers, and the general hustle and bustle of city life make this street a feast for the senses. Chapter 10, the SSE Hydro Get Ready to Rock. And finally, let's end our tour on a high note, shall we? The SSE Hydro is Glasgow's answer to the O2 Arena, a state-of-the-art venue that's hosted everyone from Beyoncé to Bruce Springsteen. Whether you're into pop, rock, or something a little bit different, there's always something going on at the Hydro. So grab your tickets, let your hair down, and get ready for a night to remember. Outrow Glasgow, you've stolen our hearts. Well, there you have it, our whirlwind tour of Glasgow's top attractions, from museums and art galleries to parks and shopping streets. This city truly has something for everyone. Thanks for joining us on this tour of Glasgow's top attractions. I told you it would be a good time, didn't I? And trust me, we've only just scratched the surface. Glasgow is a city that begs to be explored, with its hidden gems, friendly locals, and that unique Glaswegian charm. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more travel tips and guides. And if you have any Glasgow favourites of your own, be sure to share them in the comments below. Until next time, cheers.